Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a viewer requested video topic. This one was requested by viewer Chris Estep, and he wants to know what my thoughts are on the Wet Paint released article talking about essentially Robert Kirkman and him saying that they're probably going to be following the comic books, The Walking Dead Season 5, more closely than ever before. All right, so tomorrow night's awesome. Yeah, so thanks for the video suggestion to Chris. That's awesome, really cool, and I think that makes sense. You know, I read the article, like I said, link will be in the description for it, and you guys can check it out too. And I'm kind of a little bit perplexed by this. Now, it could just be kind of one of those things that he kind of said, but yet they're sort of blowing it out of proportion or making it sound like it's something it's not. You know how things can go like that with articles and the internet, and one person could say something one way and it can be misinterpreted. But the reason why I say that is because if they're following the comic books more closely this season than they have before, that would mean they're following it to almost a T. Because if you look at the first season of The Walking Dead, every other season after the first season, you can't say that about. Season 3, totally unique, totally different from the comic books. Season 4, a lot different from the comic books. Although, because they added in the illness, they added in some other things. They changed a lot of stuff with the group being separated. They added in Terminus. So that one wasn't really close to the comic books at all. Season 2 wasn't either because of, you had the farm, and yeah, that was all similar, but you had Sophia, which was not similar. You had the Order of the Shane situation totally changed, which was not similar, which I like better as well. You had Randall added in there, again, not similar. So the TV show has deviated away from it a lot. The season that would be closest to the comic books, I would say, would have to be season 1 for sure. Because if you look at season 1 of The Walking Dead, I mean, it is like verbatim almost. Now, the additions are, they added in a few things throughout the episodes. The first episode is like exactly. Now they added in some additional scenes, zombies. You've got little teddy bear zombie girl. I saw, by the way, they have at the Halloween store, because I like to go to Halloween stores for Halloween. I saw they had that teddy bear girl zombie from the first scene of The Walking Dead TV series. Little girl, I'm a policeman, and she picks up her, and then she turns around, and she's a zombie, and she starts walking towards Rick kind of fast, and then he just lays her out with the with the python and everything. So really really funny. They had one of that, but anyway, it was like $300 too. It was pretty expensive, but it like move around on its own. It had like a motor, which is I thought was pretty cool. So Walking Dead showing up all kinds of different places with merchandise and stuff. But anyway, yeah. So the first season, aside from additions like that, they added in the CDC, of course. But with the other characters like Jim and a lot of the others, Amy and a lot of the others, it was really close. Of course, you do have Shane surviving through, in which case he probably would be dead if they went exactly according to the comic books in the first season. I'm glad they didn't. But it was still very close. I'd say it's the closest season. Even though they did add in, a couple episodes at the end there that aren't similar to the comic books at all, still with Jenner in that, still I'd say it's closer than any of the others. Maybe with season 2 being the next closest, I guess, but not really very much. So season 5. Now, here's the thing. Could it be closer to the comic books than season 1? I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't think so because for example, Fear of the Hunters, I've got it ready. Yeah, so in Fear of the Hunters, you have Andrea, of course, on the cover. You can see her right there with the hunters in the background stalking her down. You have Dale. They're both huge concentrations in this trade, especially with Dale being a humongous concentration. And, of course, he's not in the series anymore. So how could it be that close when you don't have him? And he's like the main concentration. What happens with him is the biggest concentration for this trade, I'd have to say. At least it's the most memorable of any of the characters from the trade, what happens to him in this one. So it's a strange one. Now, maybe he means it'll be closest in terms of kind of like the story and what we're expecting to see. Maybe they'll just do what they did with Herschel, and they'll swap him out, like they swapped Herschel and Tyrese in the season 4 of the TV series. So maybe this season we could see, a swappage instead of Dale. It'll be somebody like Bob or Tyrese, or who knows? It could be anybody else. It could even be Eugene or something like that. But I guess we'll have to see who those 3 are. I did a video talking about that if you missed it. Who are the 3 that have gone missing? which is according to what Sasha says anyway. But Beth could be one of those. But yeah, check out the video if you want to hear more thoughts on that. But yeah, so that's one thing. Now going on from there, we have the next trade is Life Among Them, which has Carl on the cover. Now this trade right here is where they're kind of on the road. They find out some things about their mission, and that was a nice sidestep. And then you have them run into Aaron, who essentially takes them through. By the way, if it is like the comic books, you might not want to watch the rest of this because I'm totally going through a lot of events if you don't want to know anything about the season. So if it is really close, I'm giving some stuff away here. Whether or not you want to know, that's your choice. If you already read the comics, then yeah, of course you can stay. But there are some scenes here that do kind of remind me of some of the set pieces that we've seen. Here's one, for example, here where you've got like a cityscape. Doesn't that look like the one that we see Daryl and Carol in from the spoiler pictures that have been released? It looks like it to me. It looks a lot like it. So possibly on their way to Washington, D.C., and then Alexandria's safe zone right after that. So if they go by that pacing and they don't add that much in, that would mean we get to the Alexandria safe zone by like half season, pretty much. So, and then maybe they would finish it with something like this. So personally, I don't believe that it's going to follow the comic books more closely than season 1 without adding in that much stuff. Of course, you've got the Beth stuff, which is all added in because none of that's in the comics either. So I don't know. I don't really see how it could be that close. The next one is Too Far Gone, which is sort of like where they're trying to kind of merge into the community, but they can't. Just because of the fact that they're so used to being on their own. There's Rick in the background while these people are all having some drinks or whatever and just kind of standing around, and he's like, so, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, of course, how it goes and how far we get. But I'm thinking that the season 5 is going to take up mostly these two. So trade 11 and 12, those two. And then I'm thinking we're just going to see a little bit of this by the end of the season. That's what I'm thinking. So I guess we'll have to see how it goes. Obviously, once we see the season, it'll be a lot more clear on how much it's going to cover of the comic books and how close it's going to be. But, I mean, the comic books it's based on is a really exciting time for The Walking Dead, them being on the road and stuff. And it's not something we get to see all the time. So it should be a great season, should be a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks a lot for the video suggestion, man. My thoughts on it are I don't really see how it could be closer than season 1. But, I mean, if Robert Kirkman says that, then maybe it is just with characters swapped out for the characters in the books. Different characters at the same type of time range, which makes sense because we've seen Gabriel. He's in there. Looks like the same set of circumstances they find him in. Looks like it's going to be really similar. So cool. So cool if that's the case. I mean, he wouldn't say it if it wasn't similar at all, right? Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about all of that, how similar you think it's going to be to the comic book series, what you're hoping to see based on what you've read in the comic book series, if you have, and what you thought of this video. Just a quick little fun one. Didn't have much more to talk about today, so that's pretty much it. Tomorrow we're going to do, of course, the review and everything. Going to do the giveaway I've been talking about. So that'll be in that video. You guys will have to comment on your favorite zombie kill, and then 5 people I'll pick for the Season 4 on Blu-ray or DVD. Anyway, yeah, if you guys like this quick little video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. As always, it's Trev, saying peace.